Please welcome Mike Lyons.
So we're going to go over proper bench press. We've seen a lot of people over the years do that hip thrust, which is a good aspect. They're using their leg drive, but hips coming off the bench is basically downgrading the movement, and you're really turning it into a decline press. So what I'm talking about, if people are here, I even find it awkward myself, they're driving their hips like right off the bench. And they're getting into this position where they're arced up here like this and their hips are off the bench, and then they're bouncing it off their chest, which is momentum. Like, you're not really getting anything out of the movement. If you're just letting it drop, bouncing off your chest, you're catching it about halfway up and you're pressing. So yeah, it looks great, tons of weight on there, but you're bouncing a weight off your chest with your hips up off the bench, and there's little to no activation going on. So if you really want to get activation in your chest, have everything flat. So the bar should hit you mid to higher up on the sternum. Like, powerlifters are down here like this because it's more power. And they're kind of closer in the grip because they use their triceps and they press up. And they're even on, they have to go down, pause, and drive. Bodybuilders, we go a bit wider. So we go a little bit higher up on the chest. So we want that full stretch. Like, you're coming down, you're gonna feel that stretch. But the whole point of bringing it down is you're slow pace on the way down. You're feeling that negative. Feel the stretch for a couple of seconds. And then when you come up, you're pushing your back through the bench and you're just driving out. So you see, I'm not driving my fucking hips right off of this thing. I'm just driving my back through. You come slowly down, feel the stretch, driving through. Slow, pause, drive. Instead of, I'd almost have my feet up on the bench to get where they're at, and it's just like that is, there's no way you're getting anything out of that. That's like a, God, I did that when I was 20 in football, just for shits and giggles, because I didn't know any better. And you're not developing anything, you're just moving weight. So if that's your goal, to move weight, there's your game. Drive those hips up there. But if you really want to develop your chest, slow shit down, do the negative, feel the pause at the bottom, feel that stretch, push your back through the bench, and drive up. So that's a conventional bench press. That's the best way to do it. I know I'll probably get feedback because I said it's the best way, but it's a bench press. There's no real biomechanical difference you're going to do. You feel the negative, you feel the stretch, and you push through. Your hips coming off is changing the angle. You're changing from a flat to a decline. And if you're just using momentum and dropping it and bouncing it, like I said, momentum, you're not doing anything. Your muscles aren't reacting. So if you're going to bounce it off your chest and you put some weight on there, you can get into breaking a rib, breaking your sternum. I've witnessed young kids, myself, many years ago when I was training. I was doing rounds of 10 to 12 with 3 plates of Simon Smith. Got up, went to the bathroom, came back, and 2 kids unracked it, and as soon as they unracked it, it come down. He ended up breaking 2 ribs. That poor kid that was underneath it. And it's unfortunate because they see bigger guys move weight very easily, but they get under it and think, oh, well, I'm just gonna let it drop and let it bounce. But guess what? Letting a solid weight bounce off your chest, you're probably not going to turn out so well. So just don't be an idiot. Just don't do it. So that's my biggest recommendation. So you got to think injury prevention. So if you're controlling the weight on the way down and you can't physically control it, it's too heavy. Drop the weight. Like, feel it instead of looking cool. If you're arcing too much, yeah, there is going to be a little bit of a issue with your lower back. You're really not going to injure your lower back because really all the tension is in your upper body where the weight is. But arcing it that much, you're not utilizing the movement, what way it's supposed to be moved. It's like, you're thinking lag drive, which I do understand, but your leg drive is taking your bum right off of it. So now your legs are all, like fully extended through the floor, and now you've diminished any leg drive at all, and you're bouncing the weight. So both of them combined, you're not really doing anything. You're moving weight. Like there's no muscle in that whole movement that you're actually developing, in my opinion. You're just moving weight. So I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, really. That's my opinion.